Hello guys, and welcome to a new video. And I want to thank you all for subscribing and liking my videos. So as you've noticed, I have added some new features that will be working with, or the new features that will be adding to application to enhance it and make it look more like the real WhatsApp application. So these are the features that I talked about that I included. So the first one, of course, is the voice and video call status update. So these will be able to update its status just like the normal WhatsApp. And the emoji, the last seen feature, which we've done already. This has been done already. So time and date of messages, image, video, and voice recording, location, contact syncing. So the contact syncing is the normal contact on WhatsApp whereby WhatsApp scans your contacts and searches for those who are already using WhatsApp and then link them to your chat list. Okay, so that is the WhatsApp contact syncing feature. So the create new group feature, user will be able to create a group and then push notification on new messages, typing indicator, and one-to-one chats, of course. So since we have lots of features to be implemented, so I won't be writing the code on screen. So most of the code will be written beforehand before the actual recording, and then I will try to explain it. Because if I should write every code on screen, that means this tutorial can extend. I can have like 50 or 60 videos for just one single tutorial, and that is what I'm trying to avoid. So I'm trying to keep this to 30 videos maximum. So in my Android Studio here, I have implemented another feature to send a message. So in the last video, we talked about the last scene feature which we implemented. With this feature, uh, gets the is this the last scene? Okay, no, this isn't the last scene. This is just to get the user data and set it. So where is the last scene? So this is the get user details. Oh, something has been wrong here. So this is not supposed to be the actual name for this, and this is not supposed to be the actual name for this. So the last scene is supposed to handle the last scene, but the get user details is supposed to handle getting the user details like the image of the user and the name. Then the last scene is supposed to be for the setting how long ago the user was online. Okay, so I'm going to change this, but if you can, just change the name of these methods, interswitch them, and that should fix it. And then also I have rearranged my code here. I've completely moved the whole code into packages because there are going to be lots of code in here. So I just don't want you guys to get confused on which is which. So this feature I added here is to send. Okay, I've not tested the last scene yet, but I won't do it in this video. So I'll do it in the next video. So I included another feature here, which is sending of messages. So what this does is to send a message to another user, but I haven't retrieved the message yet, just to send it to the database to make sure that we are able to send. So this is the code for sending it, and this is the button send, which is this button send is this button here. It's a floating action button here, which looks like this. So this is the button for sending, and then as you can see, this is the button send, and this button changes its is drawable folder based on whether any text view or any edit text has been inserted into the edit text, or any text has been inserted into the edit text. So but first of all, before we can send a message, we need to detect whether a text has been included in the edit text. So one way to do that is by using the text watcher class. So the text watcher class listens for a text change in an edit text. So the text message, which is this edit text here, so you need to add a text change listener and then call a variable which I have created beneath or just below this code. So this is the the text content text watcher, and this extends from the text watcher class. So here we worked on the after text change method. Then we check if the length of the text that was inputted is 0. So if it's 0, it will still keep this, it will make the drawable with the mic. But if it's 1, it will change it to this drawable, which is IC send. And now to send the actual message, we use the button dot send, then we set an on click listener. Then we call this method called send chat. So the send chat gets the text from the edit text, and then after getting the text, it clears it. That is immediately the user clicks on the button, it clears the text. And then here it's just to check that the text that was gotten from the edit text is not a null. And then after getting it, we call the chat utils class of process message. So the chat utils class is a class inside the utility package, inside the util package. So this is the util package, and this is a chat util. So this is a chat util class open up here. So the chat util class has two methods. So the first one is to send the actual message, and the second one is to process the message. So in the process message, of course, from the chat activity here, we inputted some arguments. The first one is the current user ID, second one is the other user ID, and then the third one is the message itself, then the fourth one is the message type. So the message type is gotten from another class that I created, which is this. So this is an object class that also has an interface. So the interface has the properties or the object of the entire message. So these are the properties of each message. So each message will contain a timestamp, the user ID, the other user ID, which is the recipient, the type of the message, which is either was the message a text, or was it a document, was it a location, or an audio. Then it will contain a key of the message, which is for encryption, but I'm not talking about encryption yet. This will be for another video. For now, we are just testing if the message is actually being sent to the server. Then the dates, and then the section. So this section is something I was testing out, and I will explain it for you later, but don't bother about this for now, but just include it. And then this is the type of the message, which is text. So other types will come in later, like image, audio, location, and contacts. And something else again, I have another model class here, which extends from this message, from this class. And then this class also takes in the properties of each message. So this will be like the object for each of the row in the list of messages, and then this extends from these messages. Okay, so that being said, so here we process the message, and then we got it inside of the chat utils class. So the chat utils class, of course, takes in those arguments that was passing from the chat activity. And then here we call the user message object, which is this user message, and then we pass in the arguments. So the first one was the SMS, which is the actual message. The second one was the time, which I'm using the firestore timestamp here. So I'll call the timestamp dot now. This gives me the exact timestamp of the message. Then the third argument is the current user ID. The fourth argument is the other user ID. The fifth argument is the message type. Then the last argument is a key. No, this isn't the last actually. The last argument is a date. Let me check. Oh yeah, the second to the last argument is a date, which is this. So oops, this isn't what I'm looking for. So the second to the last argument is the date. Yeah. So this is the date here, which I created another class called time utils. So this time utils class will always give us the exact dates, and the date will be in millis. So to give you the actual time millis, I use the system that current time millis to get the actual time milliseconds and set it, and then I got the dates. So the send message takes in the message send, which is the entire object here, then pass it in here, and then the other user ID and the current user ID. The send message is located up here. So the way the chat message is being structured is that whenever a new message is sent, the message goes inside. It goes to, of course, we have to initialize Firebase firestore here, then get instance. So the message goes to a collection called messages, and inside the collection we have the documents, and then the document is a current user ID. Now inside the document there's a collection again, and the collection is the other person's user ID, and then we add the entire objects. So the add method here will generate a random ID for every messages. So once a new message is added, the random ID gets generated. And when that task is successful, it does the same thing to the other person's user ID. So the first one here was for the current user ID. So it goes to my ID and then sets this message or adds a new message to my own collection. And then when that task is successful, it also goes to the other person's section, the other person's side, then puts the same thing. So inside the messages, the other user ID, current user ID, and add message. The reason why I did this like this is because when we want to retrieve the chats from every user, it will be easier. So, but I'm sure you get the points when I test this code out. So this is basically the code, and I haven't done the adapter yet, so we haven't retrieved the message yet. Then when we start retrieving the message, then we have to build. That is when we'll build an adapter for it, and this is the time utils class. Time utils class have two functions. They get formatted time, then it gets date. So this gives me the date, and this gives me the formatted time in milliseconds. Then it returns back in strings. Okay, so that is basically what I was. The adapter is my other adapter, which you all know of. Chat utils, I have shown you this. I have shown you this. So the message is the constant dot message that I was trying to talk about. So constant dot messages is from here, which is the message. So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you've not, and like my videos, share them with your friends. I will see you in the next video.